Want to get lost in more stories like this one? Make sure to like this video and subscribe. By hitting that bell icon, you'll be the first to know when a new story drops. Thank you. Let's begin. The galaxy is a big place, Ambassador Kylar, Roy began, as they stood in a conference room on the orbital station, a panoramic view of Terra's violet and orange clouds swirling behind them. It's a pleasure to meet new neighbors. Kylar's light pulsed, a gesture of understanding. And to find new worlds to trade with. We last passed through this sector of space approximately 500 of your cycle ago. It was empty. We are surprised and delighted to find a thriving civilization here. Roy paused, the weight of his secret pressing on him. He had to be careful with his words. Our journey here began less than 50 years ago. Our homeworld was dying. We traveled the stars in search of a new home for our people. A gentle pulse emanated from Kylar's form, a gesture of sympathy. We understand. The galaxy is a harsh place for worlds. We are glad you have found a new life here. Roy nodded, shifting the topic to the immediate business at hand. Speaking of life, if you wish to trade with us, we would prefer to use our local currency, gold coin. It's a secure, digital currency. You can easily integrate its system interface into your own software. Intriguing, Kylar said, the light on its body flickering with interest. A decentralized currency with a non-corporeal value. We will accept your terms. We are in need of agricultural goods. We find your terrestrial food highly nutritious, as well as your mining and industrial processing blueprints. Your civilization's technology for resource acquisition is quite advanced. And we, in turn, Roy replied, a glimmer of hope in his eyes, are interested in your propulsion technology, particularly for faster-than-light travel. Simple gravity manipulation schematics would also be of great use, as would your advanced material synthesis concepts and blueprints. Kylar's form hummed. A fair exchange. Our propulsion technology is a culmination of centuries of study, but we can provide you with the fundamental schematics. Gravitational manipulation is a more complex field, but we will provide you with the basic principles. As for material synthesis, we will share the blueprints for our universal fabricators. You will find them quite versatile. The negotiations were swift and surprisingly straightforward. There was no haggling, no deception, just a simple exchange of needs. This is a good start, Admiral Roy, Kylar said, the light glowing brighter. We will return with our trade fleet when you have fulfilled your side of the agreement. The universe is vast, and trade is the best way to see it. Thank you, Ambassador, Roy said, feeling the weight of the moment. We look forward to a long and prosperous relationship. As the Luminari diplomat began to float back toward the airlock, Roy felt a flicker of both triumph and dread. They had been found, but they had also gained powerful new allies and a path to technological parity. He knew this was only the beginning, and the greatest challenge for humanity on Terra was yet to come. After the meeting, as the ambassador's ship leave the system, Roy looks at Sharma and a sigh of relief and said, we can now advance more, send all the tech information to our scientists and engineers for further studies and implementation. We need those fast. And Commander Sharma, Roy added, review the codes of our AI and add more layers of security, make it unhackable and add more simple interface for easy transfer like for aliens. I am guessing telling you more will come to trade. We have been found. Also tell them to ramp up the production of ship and orbital defenses. We will need those for our survival. Make a conversations on this. After the Luminari ship undocked, its graceful form gliding away from the orbital station and disappearing into the star-filled blackness, a collective sigh of relief echoed on the Odyssey's bridge. I turned to Commander Sharma, the weight of the last few hours finally beginning to lift. Well, Commander, I said, a smile finally breaking through my tired expression. That went about as well as it could have, all things considered. Anya, her face still a little pale but her eyes filled with determination, gave a sharp nod. A terrifying, but profitable, encounter, Admiral. They've already transmitted the schematics and blueprints as per our agreement. Excellent, I replied, the word a mix of relief and renewed resolve. Send all the tech information to our lead scientists and engineers immediately. I want them to begin their studies and implementation protocols at once. We need those propulsion and material synthesis technologies fast. We're no longer just pioneers. We're a player on a very big stage, and we need to be able to hold our own. I paused, thinking of the catalog and the chilling possibility of other, less friendly, species. And Commander Sharma, I have another priority for you. Review all the codes of our AI systems. Add more layers of security. I want it unhackable. And speaking of which, I continued, gesturing to her console, have our IT division create a simple, universal interface for our gold coin currency. I'm guessing more traders will come. We've been found. Anya's fingers flew across her console. Consider it done, Admiral. The moment the Luminari left, I issued a full security review. My team is already on it. Good, I said, my gaze returning to the view screen, where Terra's glowing continents were now a stark reminder of what we stood to lose. Also, send a priority directive to our shipyards. Tell them to ramp up production of ships and orbital defenses. Triple production. I want our entire system bristling with defenses within the next 5 years. We will not be caught unprepared again. Anya's eyes met mine, a silent understanding passing between us. The secret mission was no longer a secret burden, it was now a shared reality. We were building a new civilization, yes, but we were also fortifying it against an unknown galaxy. Admiral, she said, her voice firm. We will have the most advanced and well-defended civilization in this sector of space. We will be ready. I nodded, a grim satisfaction settling in. Damn right we will be, Commander. Damn right we will be. A day after the Luminari ambassador's departure, I met with the head of our engineering corps, a man named Marcus Vance, in a virtual conference room. The holographic image of his face, tired but determined, appeared before me. Marcus, I began, getting straight to the point. I want you to begin work on a new orbital platform. It will be designated as a trading hub. I want it to be large enough to house multiple docking bays and have several store hubs inside for commerce. We need to be ready for future visitors. Marcus nodded, his eyes lighting up with the challenge. A space station dedicated to trade. A grand idea, Admiral. We'll get a preliminary design team on it immediately. Good, I said. All spaces are to be rented out. All transactions will strictly use our currency, gold coin. We need to make sure our economy is at the heart of any trade agreements. An hour later, my command console lit up with the faces of my cyber defense team, led by my old friend Bob. He was a brilliant mind, a master of digital security, and one of the few people who knew the full truth of our mission. Good to see you all, I began, my voice serious. I'm sure you all feel it. Time is shifting. We are no longer alone in this vast universe. I looked directly at Bob. Bob, I want your team to review every line of code in our AI's protocols. I want you to build more defenses against cyber attacks. These aliens are far more advanced than us, and the instructions I gave to Sharma about making it unhackable, I want you to push that to the extreme. And, as I mentioned to Marcus, make it simple for our alien traders to interface with our gold coin system. Consider it done, Admiral, Bob said, his face a mask of concentration. We'll begin a full system audit immediately. And here's the plan, I continued. I want you to put all our basic, unclassified technologies onto the gold coin platform shop. We'll set a price on it. If the aliens want to trade, they either offer us something of value in return, or they pay us in gold coin. And if they pay us in gold coin, they can now use it to buy whatever we have for sale in our market hubs. The price of our tech will be high so we can gain more gold coins to use in our defenses and to help our people. Every transaction will be charged a 10% tax. I know it's stiff, but that 10% will go directly into the government's account. We need it to defend this planet and for our long-term survival. I paused, letting the information sink in. That will be all. You're all dismissed, except for you, Bob. Please remain. The screens of the other team members flickered out, leaving just Bob and me. Bob, I began, my voice softening. I need to ask you something. When we first created the gold coin system, how much did we initially mint? As per the original projection, we minted 1 quadrillion gold coins, Bob replied. 500 trillion of that is in the government's account, your departmental account, and the other 500 trillion is currently circulating in the system. I will implement the 10% tax system as you've ordered. Good, I said, a flicker of an idea sparking in my mind. I want you to split that tax. 5% goes into the government account that handles the salaries of our working people and all our welfare programs. The other 5% goes to our department's account. And every month, Bob, you need to design a system to automatically send a specific, non-trivial amount of currency to every account holder for their well-being. Everyone. Just to make their lives good. Bob's face showed his surprise, but then a slow, understanding smile spread across it. You're building an economic safety net, Roy. I appreciate that. We need the money to buy all the things we need to defend and advance this planet, I explained. We will not be asking our people for their service, their resources, or the rare minerals from the mining companies for free. They work hard for it. That's why we need money to pay them. I hope you understand me, Bob. I do, Roy, he said, his voice now filled with warmth. I really do. You don't need the money for yourself, but you know that money is an important tool for any civilization. It's a way to show our people that their work has value. I felt the immense weight of our shared secret. Help me with this, Bob. You're my best friend. You know our classified mission here. This is our burden. But nodded with his friend Roy. Bob listened intently, his expression a mix of awe and deep concern. When Roy finished, he didn't need to say a word. He simply nodded, a slow, deliberate gesture that spoke volumes. It was a silent acknowledgement of the burden they shared, a bond forged not just in friendship, but in the destiny of an entire species. I understand, Roy, Bob said, his voice a low, steady rumble. I'll do everything in my power to protect this civilization, both from the outside and from itself. We'll make gold coin the most stable and secure currency in this part of the galaxy. It will be the tool we use to build a future, just as you've planned. Roy gave him a grateful, weary smile. Thank you, Bob. I know I can count on you. We have a civilization to protect and a legacy to build. A legacy born from a secret, but one that will give our people a new home, a second chance. Bob nodded again, his gaze drifting toward the view screen where the city lights of Terra twinkled below. A burden, yes, but a beautiful one. We'll carry it together. Jim, I muttered, the name feeling more like a thought than a command. A shimmering, holographic glow of light appeared beside me, coalescing into the familiar, ethereal form of our AI. Yes, Admiral. Jim's voice was a calm, synthesized baritone. How are our classified shipyards doing? They're doing well, Admiral, Jim replied, a cascade of data flowing across his holographic form. As you ordered, we tripled the effort and production. Our most advanced military shipyards have built 1,210 warships and are continuing to churn out a steady weekly output. My lips curled into a grim, satisfied smile. Good. Start designing a new automated factory for those ships. We need to get a new plant up and running as soon as possible. Understood. Design schematics will be ready for review within the week. And our deep space comms array. All in place and watching and listening for any newcomers, sir. Inform me the moment there's anything new, I said, my focus shifting. And by the way, how many species do we currently have as trading partners? We've established trade relations with approximately 50 peaceful trader species, Jim answered. Have they traded anything truly useful for our advancement? I'm looking for serious tech in energy sources, propulsion systems, defensive and offensive capabilities. Yes, Admiral. We've acquired several critical technologies. From the Koth Collective, we've received blueprints for a highly efficient matter-antimatter power core. It's far more stable than our previous fusion reactors. The Zillion Concorde has traded us a hypervelocity railgun design that will significantly increase our offensive firepower. And from a species known as the Kthar, we've acquired schematics for a multi-layered kinetic barrier system, far superior to anything we could have developed ourselves. I leaned back in my chair, a feeling of immense progress washing over me. And how are they reacting to our gold coin system? Do they like it? The gold coin system has been a resounding success, Jim reported. Initially, there was some skepticism, but its security, transparency, and ease of use have made it very popular. Several species, including the Luminari, have now adopted it as their preferred currency for trade with us. It has given us significant economic leverage and a stable income stream for our defenses and public welfare, as you intended. The weight on my shoulders felt a little lighter. Good. Very good, Jim. Keep me updated on any new developments. We're a growing civilization, and we need to be prepared for everything the universe throws our way. And Jim, I added, my thoughts already racing ahead to the next stage, please let our engineers know of the crucial tech we've acquired from these trades. I need them to review the schematics for the matter-antimatter power core, the hypervelocity railgun, and the kinetic barrier system. Have them submit their recommendations for integration or revision and implementation, along with detailed proposals, within 2 weeks for my review. Thank you. Understood, Admiral. Jim's light pulsed in acknowledgement before his form dissipated, leaving me alone with my thoughts. I stood there, looking out at Terra's shimmering horizon, a new sense of purpose settling over me. We had done it. We had turned a desperate flight into a thriving civilization. But the real work was just beginning. The initial mission was about survival and a quiet escape. But the arrival of the Luminari, and now 50 other species, had changed everything. We were no longer hiding, we were now a part of the greater galactic community. The technology we just acquired was a game-changer. The matter-antimatter power core alone would give our warships and orbital defenses a level of energy output that was once just a theoretical pipe dream. This wasn't just about a power upgrade, it was about the raw power needed to fuel the next generation of our military hardware. The hypervelocity railgun designs were a revelation, promising to turn our ships into formidable predators capable of striking at incredible range. But the most significant acquisition, in my opinion, was the multi-layered kinetic barrier system. This wasn't just a shield, it was a testament to a level of defensive science that would make us nearly invulnerable to conventional attacks. We were no longer a small, vulnerable colony. With these technologies, integrated and perfected by our engineers, we could transform our 1,210 warships and planetary defenses into a force to be reckoned with. We came here to escape a potential threat, and now, years later, we are building the very tools we need to face that threat, and any others, head-on. The burden of secrecy has been replaced by the resolve of strength. We are a different people now, a different civilization. We are Terra, and we are ready for whatever the universe holds. On a rare afternoon of downtime, I found myself walking hand in hand with my wife, Anna, through one of Terra's sprawling public parks. The city of New Hope, a testament to our perseverance, hummed with life around us. The towering spires of our new civilization were a stark contrast to the quiet beauty of the park. My 6-year-old son, John, was a blur of motion, his laughter a melody that made my heart ache with a fierce, protective love. He was playing with other children, their tiny figures chasing a multicolored ball under the warm, violet sun. Look at him, Anna said, her voice soft as she squeezed my hand. He has no idea, does he? Of what you've done. Of what we all went through. No, I replied, a profound sense of peace washing over me. And that's the point, isn't it? He's a child of Terra. He knows nothing of a dying planet or a desperate flight. All he knows is this. I watched as John, his face flushed with joy, stumbled and was immediately helped up by a little girl with bright, curious eyes. Their laughter was infectious. For a moment, all the burdens I carried, the classified mission, the looming threat of the unknown, the weight of a civilization on my shoulders, seemed to melt away. "You look 100 years lighter when you're here, Roy," Anna said, leaning her head on my shoulder. "You should do this more often." I sighed, smelling the fresh, alien air that was now my home. "I know. It's a strength. Seeing him run free, knowing that he'll grow up in a world we built. It gives me a resolve I can't find in any command briefing." We stopped by a small cafe, the scent of brewed coffee filling the air. As we sat down with our cups, I watched John climb a play structure, his small body full of fearless energy. "He asked me about Earth the other day," Anna said, stirring her coffee. "He saw a picture in an old book. He asked why the sky wasn't purple." My heart skipped a beat. "What did you tell him?" "I told him that Earth was our first home, and this is our new one," she said, her eyes meeting mine. "And that our new home is even better, because we made it ourselves, together." I smiled, a genuine, heartfelt smile that reached my eyes. It was the truth. We had built this. From a desolate valley to a thriving civilization. For John, and for all the children of Terra, it was our second chance. And I would protect it, no matter the cost. My burden was heavy, but the sight of my son's joyful face was a far greater strength. It was the hope that fueled my resolve.